Okay, good morning to one and all. This is B. Srinivasrao. Today's topic is settlements and migration. So, seventh topic in 10th lesson, settlements and migration. Mostly we are talking about migration. Today's topic is completely migrations, right? So, generally, what's migration? What is migration? Movement of people from movement of people from their places to other places movement of people from their own places to other places, generally called as migration. Actually, migration, why these people are moving from their own places to other places? They are moving because of many various reasons, many reasons. Because of social reasons, economic reasons, and as well as even for political reasons, social, economic and political reasons. These people are moving from one place to another place, particularly from their own place to other places. So, who is migrant? Next one is, who is migrant? How can you define the word migrant? It's a narrow definition given by the Census Department. According to Census Department, migrant, a person. If you want to say something about a person as migrant, we need to take two aspects. One is where he was born. Where he was born, where was he born? And second one, present, where is the present settlement? Settlement. You mean that earlier, what is the birthplace of this man? At present, where he is living? Present residence of this person. For more than 6 months. A person who is staying at another place more than 6 months, such person can be called as migrant. You mean that he is not living in his own original place. A person who is living or settled, having a residence in some other places, for more than 6 months, other than his birthplace, such people are called as migrants. Talking about migrants, two aspects they are to be taken. Birthplace, where he was born, where was he born? Birthplace. Second one is present residence. That too for more than 6 months. Such person is called as migrant. Migrant, according to 2000 census, according to 2011, in India there are 307 million people are migrants. You mean that every fourth person is a migrant in India. You mean that most of the people are moving from one place to another place, particularly for a short period or long period or whatever that. Movement of people commonly seen in this particular world. Earlier people also used to move, but whatever that number at present we have seen, that was not that earlier. Even in India, in 1980s, the migrations are low. But in 2001 to 2011, that was increased. The migration was increased. You mean people who are moving from their own places to other places, large in number. So because of various aspects, that's different. This is about the present scenario in our country. Around 307 million people are migrant Every fourth person is a migrant. During 80s, migrations are low, but at present it was increased. It is increased. So this is the way how these people, why they are moving, what are the reasons for that. That is another important area we need to understand. So migration, meaning movement of people from one place to another place. You mean that from their own birthplace to other places, they are moving for various aspects, various reasons. And in India, around 307 million people are migrants. Every fourth person is a migrant. At the same time, how many types of migrations are there? What are they? Types of migrations. Types of migrations, there are two. One is internal migration, and the second one is external migration. Internal migration, external migration. You mean that internal migration, people who are going within that country. You mean that from one state to another state, one place to another place, one region to another region, one district to another district. This is called internal migration. Within the country they can move. Within the country they will move from one place to another place. Coming to the external migration, from one country to another country, they are moving from one country to another country. But in India we can see internal migrants and external migrants. Particularly internal migrants are more in India compared to the number. Talk about number. More number of people moving from one region to another region. At the same time, see, talking about this definition is, when talking about the definition, a person who is moving and settle at going to other place and settle there for more than 6 months, we call migrant, right? But even though they are not coming under this definition, there are a large number of people for a short period and short distance they are moving in India. That number is more. They are not considered as migrant because who is migrant? A person moving to other places and staying there for more than 6 months. Such persons are called migrant. But even though the large number of people are moving, they are staying there around 4 months, 3 months, and 2 months. They will be there and they will work there and they will work and they will learn and they will come back. Such persons not coming under this definition. If you include them, if you take them into these migrants, list of migrants, and the number will be more. But unfortunately, the narrow definition that is being taken, I say that the definition itself is wrong. Large number of people in India moving for 4 months or 2 months or 3 months. Even large number of people moving daily from one place to another place. Every day they will go and earn and get something and come back. So how can you say that these people are migrant? We cannot call them as migrant. Some people from one village to another village they will move. Such people are not called as migrant. They will move from one village to another village. In a particular crop season they will come back. The season will be around 4 months, 3 months, and after that, after work is completed, the crops and the harvesting, everything is completed, they will come back. Even such people are not called as migrant. So my point is here, we need to change the definition. What is definition? Person who is staying other than his birthplace for more than 6 months, such person is called as migrant. This definition is to be changed. If not, then we won't get the number. What is the real number? But more number of people are. If it is changed, more number of people will come under this migration. So migration, internal migration, external migration. But even we can find the seasonal migration. Seasonal migration. Seasonal, I said no. Now itself I explained that. Seasonal migration. For a particular period they do. It is a common economic phenomenon in India, I can say that. Common process. Large number of people moving from one village to another village. Large number of people in a particular season. like a big group, right? They'll take a lorry, they'll go with all these things, even they can take their own children, and they'll stay there around, they will work around 4 months after harvesting of groundnut or mirchi or cotton or green pulli, what do you call it, green gram. Green gram, earlier around 10 to 15 years back, entire the SC, ST backward sections used to go to other villages where the green gram cultivation is taking place. They'll stay there around 20 days, 30 days, and they'll come back. They'll get some green gram and food material and money, and they'll come back. My point is here, these kind of seasonal migrants are more. Seasonal migrants also called as generally temporary migrants. They'll go, they stay there, and again they come back. It was a big story that's there in Indian rural areas. That's there. Farmers used to provide shelter for them. Farmers used to provide shelter. Every farmer who is having land of more than 15 acres or 10 acres or more like that, they used to hire 20, 30 or 100 migrants. Used to provide shelter, used to provide water, used to provide food grains. Rice used to give, they used to give rice. So the entire village is really became suffocated. The way how the village is not able to provide all basic things to the people. Like that, so many people, every farmer used to hire 15 to 20 these migrants. They used to come. In this process, some people will go and contractors will be in middle of the farmer and the laborers or people who are going for work. Contractor, agents we call. These agents will ask the farmer how many members they require, and based on that number, these agents will go to areas where people are ready to go to that, and they'll collect, and they're mediator. They'll go and they'll they'll collect them, and they'll bring them with lorry or something, whatever, and tractor set, and the agent will get some percentage. Agent will not work. And his work is simply, he's a mediator between the farmer and the laborers. Agents are nothing but contractors. They'll go and hire, and they'll bring to that village and giving them to farmers, and farmers will give some amount for these people. This is the way how contractors or agents are working. They are working for some amount. In the farmer will pay that, or even agents also, the laborers also will pay that. Some amount, some percentage will be collected by the agent. Because he is a man who is able to provide job. He knows where work is available. He knows where demand for work that is there. He can go and visit the places and inquire about the work, nature of work, how many days that they have to stay there. Everything will be collected by agent, and will go and bring that people and to that areas and distribute all these workers among the farmers. This is the way how the agents are working. So talking about seasonal migration, around 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, like that. Less than 6 months, 3 months, they stay. I will give an example. So before going to know about seasonal migrants, why they are going? Reasons for seasonal migrants. Reasons for seasonal migrants. One reason to one place to another place they are migrating. One village to another village. What is the reason for seasonal migrants or temporary migration? Temporary migration. Reasons is first one is regional disparity. The first reason, regional disparity. This is very, very important. Regional disparity. So, when talking about the people, they are moving from one place to another place, because from where they are moving, such places are backward places. And to where they are going, that those places are somewhat rich places, place with all facilities, place with the development, place with work. There are industrial activities or farming activities going on, because the irrigated area, everything is good. That's what these people are doing. Regional disparity. So you mean that one region is backward, another region is the developed. So that people from backward areas to developed area, they'll work, because they'll get work. But here work is not there. Example take, some areas having full rainfall, irrigated water, and some other areas not there. Example, in Rayalaseema, water not there. People can migrate to some big cities or some nearby villages where water is available. Exile in this scenario, this particular area. Second reason is displacement of people. Displacement of people. Displacement of people because of dams, because of the construction of dams and roads, and talking about the mining area, mining. So look at that. Whenever dam construction is going on, from that area, so many village people are asked to go away from those places. They are going. They lose their all the places and go. They'll go to the area which is owned by government or some other people. And due to roads, due to mining process going in a particular area, large number of villagers are asked to go away from those places. They'll go to some other place. They'll stay there. They'll work there, but they won't come. That's about the displacement of people due to construction of dams, roads, and mine. And at the same time, farming activities. No farming activities. This is very, very important. No farming activity. Most of the people in India are living in rural area. Wherever farming activity is good, they're okay. They'll get job, or they'll get work, and they won't move. But farming activities in India are not taking place in all the places equal. Some areas there are no farming activities. Some areas farming activities will be. So because of this variation, because rainfall not there, because the soil is not fertile, because of canal facilities are there in some areas, some are not there some other areas. People who are in dry region, dry area, rain shadow region, they'll go to the area where rainfall is more. They'll go to area where facilities are more, where irrigated water is more, where crops are going, where farming is. You see, no farming activity. When farming activity is not there, these people will go to other areas. These are the three major reasons for the movement of the people temporarily or in a particular season. This is now you can get one question, sir. Who are the people mostly moving from one place to another place? When talking about this, there are people, particularly agricultural laborers. First one, who are the people? Mostly, who are the people are migrated, right? And farmers without land, they'll go. Farmers without land, they'll go, right? And particularly Dalits are going. Dalits and particularly SC, ST, and backward sections. These are the people mostly. I can say that economically backward sections are moving from one place to another place. This is very, very important area. Who are the people going? Just like when talking about this, out of total seasonal migrants, 18% of the people are generally others who are general, and 19% of people are SC, 19% people are SC, and 25% of the people are ST, and talking about 40% of the people are OBC, other backward sections, OBC. This is once look at this, mostly backward people, mostly economically, socially backward sections are moving from one place to another place. This is about seasonal migrants, data related to seasonal migrants. Temporarily they'll go, they'll stay there, they'll work, they'll learn, they'll come back. And only 4 months, 3 months or 4 months they'll get job and they'll come back. See, it is enough to understand India, how is in Indian rural economy. Rural economy with economic inequalities, right? Rich people, OCs and rich people not there. Their percentage is low. Only SC, ST, BC sections are moving from one place to one place. This is the data given by National Labour Commission. This point is to be taken. According to the report given by the National Labour Commission, it is the report of the National Labour Commission. Based on that, we can understand India is a country with economic inequalities. These sections are landless. These sections are economically poor, socially poor. Politically, they are not worthy. Right? Politically, they are not enjoying. Political aspects, political rights, they are not enjoying. economically weak, and socially they are weak. They are used to live away from the village. Untouchable, that's their sin. Still, this is the way how Indian society is reflected here. If you want to understand, the problems are like this. They don't have land, they don't have economic position, they don't have shelter, they don't have work. That's why they are moving. They used to move along with their children. There is a question about what about their children? They used to take their, nobody is there to take care. They used to take their children to their own, their destinations, to their destination. They go there, they stay there. What about their education? Children became dropout. They used to take, they can't get enrollment in a place where they are going. Because they are saying they are only 4 months. 4 months when a student is not going to school 4 months, then name will be removed from the list of the school. It's attendance record. Then here he is losing his enrollment, there he is not able to get enrollment, then he became dropout. Migrant children always drop out. Dropout rate more in India because of migration. More number of children became dropouts because of these things. This point is to be noticed. They are poor, no, don't have money, very weak sections, moving. When they are going, they have to take. They take their own domestic animals. They take their own hens, whatever they have, cows or buffaloes, all take everything they'll take. Children also. Because here nobody is there to take care. They take all the things. My point is here, government is able to provide something. What are the regions are backward regions? Government is able to concentrate. If it is able to concentrate, able to spend money, able to create better opportunities, able to provide irrigation, able to provide drinking water, able to provide shelter, able to provide worker, people cannot move. This problem will not be there. Migration won't be, and children, they drop out won't be. But here nobody is looking after these people. SC, ST, BC sections are mostly affected people due to this economic disparities. Regional disparity. Economically, all the regions are to be dealt equally, but that's not there in India, unfortunately. My point is, if you want to understand this, I'll give an example. How these seasonal migrants are, they are not coming under this definition. These people are not considered as migrants because they are staying there only 4 months. They will come back. We are not calling them as migrants. See, that's the problem. Look at this. In Maharashtra, people from central region to western region, they move. Most of the laborers they are moving. Around 650,000 people, and every year 650,000 people are moving. For what? Sugar cane, as a sugar cane cutter. This is the biggest work there. Sugar cane that's growing in the eastern side of Maharashtra. Eastern side of Maharashtra is rainfall region, right? Region with rainfall. Talking about India, this is about Maharashtra, right? This is the place where rainfall is more. This is the place, dry region. People from here, they are moving towards east. This is about west to center. This is about the area where there is a dam called Koyna. Koyna Dam was constructed. People migrating from western region to central to west side. Central area to west area. This is west now. This is east. This is north. This is south. Central area to west. West area is the area with more rainfall. This is a dry region. Vidarbha region, we call it Vidarbha region. Like a Rayalaseema region. Here it's a rain shadow region. There is no rain there. That's why people don't have work. People can move toward these areas. Around 650,000 people annually going as sugar cutters. They'll go there. They'll take some particular farm consists of 5 acres. They'll stay there. They'll erect some temporary shelters. The bamboo sticks and tents will be provided by the government, provided by the farmers who are hiring them. They in the field only they'll erect all the things. They'll take their bullock carts and the sugar cane is being cut down by the children and everybody. That's the point. They'll cut down the sugar cane. They'll take that sugar cane on their bullock cart. then that bullock cart will be taken to the sugarcane industries. That's the work. Particular field is given to them. There only they have to stay. There only they have to cut down. That then what is that weight that is there every day? How many quintals of tons of sugarcane is being cut down? That is being calculated by the farmers. Farmer won't go there. Simply he will be somewhere. He will take only the number of tons that they cut down. My point is here, 6,50,000 people moving from eastern or central areas to western area in Maharashtra, where dam is there, where sugarcane is being cultivated well. Around that 2 lakhs people are. This point is to be noticed. 2 lakhs people are children there. Out of 6,50,000, 2 lakhs people are. 2 lakhs people are children. Unfortunate to say that. What of the children? What of their education? What happened to them? Who is taking care of that? Is there any chance for getting education here? What of their admission in their own places? What of the admission in the place where they are working? Their parents are working. What of these people? These people became what do you call the dropout. This is a big problem that's there in India. So this is about seasonal migrants. Reason we discussed. So far we discussed what is migration, who is migrant, what present scenario of migrants in India, and types of migrants, internal, external, and talking about seasonal migrants and temporary migrants, for what reason they are going, who are the people mostly moving from one place to one place, what purpose they are doing, what about their children and their education. This is about the seasonal migrants and temporary migrants, but they are not coming under this definition. Daily large number of people in every town, take every town, from nearby town, more number of people from various villages moving every day they are moving. This is 4 months or 5 months. I'm talking about sugarcane cutters in Maharashtra. They go for 4 months, but here every day from every village, all the people moving from village to urban areas every day for the daily workers. That's a problem. That problem that is there. So in India, rural to rural migration also is there, but it is being neglected. We don't know. We are not taking that data. Rural to rural is there. I'm talking about sugarcane cutters, rural to rural. Large number of people for short distance, for short period, they are moving from rural areas to rural areas. And another type of people also are there. People who are moving from rural to urban. People who are moving from rural areas to urban area. Yeah, this is also there. See here also you can see what are the reasons, what are the conditions where they are working. Talking about this, large number of people moving from rural areas to urban areas because of some reasons. What are the reasons? First one is for employment. First reason for employment. People who are going to get job. When people are not going to get job, look at that. When people are not going to get, when people are not able to get job in their own places, then definitely these people will go to urban areas. So they'll search for job. I think most of the jobs are available in urban areas. Most of the people getting job in urban areas. That's why they are moving. So this rural to urban reasons and their conditions, everything will be discussed later. Thank you.